know GD, you not know BD, you not know Vice Lord, you not know Latin King, you not know Crip, you not know Blood, you not know none of that shit. You an Indian. You are a Indian. Bitch, you God. You not none of that shit. You God. You not know GD. You are a G-O-D. You are a God. Fuck you talking about. Stop playing with your life out here. For 400 years of slavery, your slave master programmed you with a false identity. Your slave master programmed you with the idea of being a motherfucking McDonald's worker, being a Walmart worker. You not none of that shit. You are a Indian. You are a God. Stop acting like you not God. You not know GD. You not know BD. You not know Vice Lord, Latin King, SD, Blood, Crip, Four Corner Hustler. You not none of that shit, bitch. You God. All these different gangs and shit is just different tribes. The energy is not lost. The energy is transformed. It's just different tribes that's going against other tribes. It's that indigenous spirit. That indigenous spirit is stored inside the hood. That's why a lot of us that wake up, where do we come from? We come from the hood. We come from the trenches. Because that indigenous spirit is stored in the hood. Black people are the only people talking about robbing and killing each other in their rap songs. You don't hear nobody else talking. It's only black people.
Does anybody else feel like 2024 is going to be the death of celebrities? I'm talking about celebrity culture in general, not like them just dropping like flies. Seeing the Barbs turn against Nicki, seeing the Swifties turn against Taylor. I think this is the start of an entirely new outlook in how we go about pedestalizing people. When people can barely afford to buy groceries, and then you have headlines like this, and then you turn on the TV and you see award ceremonies where people are just like flaunting their wealth and success, completely detached from the world. It creates this massive disconnect, and honestly to me it almost feels like celebrities are mocking us in this moment. And then they're so married to the prospect of acquiring that bag that they won't even speak out about geopolitical issues going on around the world. It makes me wonder, like, what do we need y'all for? Why are we celebrating them? Why do we ever celebrate them? Hell, just look at Me Too. They've proven time and time again that they will skydive off the fucking pedestals we put them on. Can we leave celebrity and celebrity culture back in 2023? Let's move on and progress with the future, because I think they're done. They're too out of touch. Also, they're not smart. They're not better than you. They're just rich. Meritocracy is a lie.
If we don't take back control of this planet, they're going to start selling us time.
Selling us time?
Well, now they've learned how to master the telomeres. So now they know how to keep you living longer. Now, all of a sudden, oh, you want to live to be 100? Oh, well, it's going to cost you this and that. Or you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do that. Even if you look at the Egyptians, they were lied to. The mummification that you see in Egypt in these fancy sarcophagus and these tombs, when you go in a tomb, you see these elaborate tombs, all this elaborate artwork. But before they were robbed, all the jewelry, all the riches, all the money, all the gold, the cats, the wives, the maids are all in there with you. When you go, everybody got to go. Well, why is that? If I'm going to go to some afterlife, I know that this money and gold ain't coming to the afterlife. See, they were told that the mummification process was about saving the DNA to be brought back to life at a later time. Over time, the secret of that got lost and it became this mummification. We're going on the solar boat and blah, blah, blah. The real implication of this was we're going to come back because these people in the beginning pharaohs, they were the sons of these Anunnaki gods. They were half human, half Anunnaki. We promise you, we're going to bring you back. So keep everything here, hide it good. That's why the tombs were hidden. That was the premise behind it. It was about preserving DNA to be cloned and transfer yourself into a brand new body here in this realm. That's why I keep saying it's so vital to take control of this planet, because they'll start selling us time, and rich people will live longer and people who are poor will die sooner.
Bless is be less. Be less you. When something is really good, we say that is sick. Another word for good is wicked. That's wicked. The English language is full of hidden spells. This is why we call it spelling. Because every word you say is creating torus fields, which is energy and frequency. Frequency is the only thing that can penetrate your body without your consent. You can choose what you put into your body, but you cannot choose what you hear. Every frequency you listen to and produce has an effect on your cells and electromagnetic field. And when this field becomes destroyed, your body becomes destroyed. Because energy and frequency comes before physical matter. It is the creator of physical matter. English is the most spoken language in the world. They want everyone to speak it because it's filled with double meaning words which cast hidden spells. Mourning is the feeling you feel when someone has died. Why do you think the Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue?
How can we call hip-hop a blessing to the black community when that type of money being made off of our culture and the community doesn't benefit from it at all? So you come to the community and give out a few turkeys. You come to the community and give out a few pair of sneakers. You come to the community and you throw a couple parties. And in exchange for some damn turkeys and chickens and some sneakers, you push death and destruction on our children for a living. And we're supposed to be okay with that because you dropped off some clothes and some turkeys. It's not acceptable. Until hip-hop begins to be a blessing for the black community, hip-hop is an agent of white supremacy.
So sarsaparilla, red clover, or party arco is going to help you with the UTI. Okay? Or you can also utilize oregano oil as well. So you can use the essential oregano oil, and you can add a drop of oregano oil to your drinking water, like 2 drops to your drinking water, and you drink it. Oregano oil is also a natural antibiotic. Okay?
That one word. Now for drugs, there is a herb called morning glory and passion flower and valerian. We give that to people on cocaine and hard drugs. It will not make them allergic to it, but it will take away that desire for that stimulant. Back in morning glories, hippies used to use morning glories to calm themselves down when they come off of heroin and hard LSD. And they would take morning glory tea for that reason. So morning glory and passion flower and valerian is the only thing I know will calm them down. So you might want to look at that. It's in my book also.
Have you guys seen this? Apparently they're called mandrake plants. I've never even heard about this, y'all. But she took it out of the pot and the plant started screaming. Do y'all see it? So I was confused as to why that plant was making a high-pitched frequency. So I found this, y'all. Check this out. Apparently plants produce a high-pitched frequency when they get stressed.
New study suggests that when plants are under stress, they release a high-pitched sound that is inaudible to human ears. The research, published in the journal Science, provides the first evidence that plants produce ultrasonic sounds when they are damaged, and that these sounds may help them to recover from stress. The study was conducted by a team of researchers from the University of Western Australia and the University of Cambridge. The team used a technique called laser Doppler vibrometry to measure the vibrations of a plant leaf as it was cut with a razor. They found that when the leaf was cut, it emitted a high-pitched sound with a frequency of around 20 kilohertz. The team then tested whether this sound had any effect on the plant's ability to recover from stress. They found that plants that were exposed to the sound of a cut leaf recovered from stress more quickly than plants that were not exposed to the sound.
So I guess them screaming is a way of them being under distress, and it's healing them in a sense. This is like frequency healing, vibration healing, sound bath. Y'all see that, right? Now I wouldn't think nothing of it, but even the Bible mentions the mandrake plant. You see, it says for thousands of years this plant was revered by many cultures which ascribes to its mysterious and demonic qualities. Mandrake is mentioned in the Bible, and its biblical use is generally attributed to its supposed fertility power. So what do you guys think about that plant? Is that real or not? I mean, I remember a scene in Harry Potter where they showed this stuff. But here we are with that little girl and then them talking about the Bible as well. So let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments below. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. You already know we in this shift, y'all. We getting it. Let's get it. Peace out.
If you think Black history should only be taught during the month of February, 2024 is going to suck for you. Black history is American history. And if you don't agree, well, I've got your whole year planned out. January, healthcare. Obamacare, anyone? This includes hospitals and hearts. Providence Hospital, which is opened in Chicago in the 1890s, was the first integrated hospital in America. Now, it was opened by Dr. Daniel Hell Williams, the man to first perform an open heart surgery in America. That's right. The first interracial hospital and the first open heart surgery was performed by a Black American man. Now, what's also crazy by this hospital, Providence, is that he required the staff to be integrated and the patients that came in were integrated. If you took Black Americans out of healthcare, you'd be screwed. For February, you do you, boo. This brings us to March, and GPS has got to go. Dr. Gladys West, a Virginia State alumni, went to the Naval Surface Warfare Center, never having seen a computer. And she could do math so complex, she figured out the gravitational pull on the oceans and the earth from the moon. And what this did is it helped us create the foundation for GPS so we could accurately pinpoint where you are. April, did you get your shot from the pandemic? I don't know if you knew this, but in the early 1700s, in Massachusetts, there was a smallpox outbreak where 14% of the population died. 1 in 3 would pass away from smallpox. And there was an enslaved American man named Onesimus. That's all we know about him. But he knew how to deal with smallpox due to the traditional medicine that had been passed down through his African heritage. This was also practiced in Turkey and China. But what he did is you take a little bit of the infected pus of smallpox and you would, under the care of a doctor, put it into your own skin so your bodies begin to build antibodies to smallpox, which we now know is inoculation, which also led to the whole field of vaccination. When it comes to May, your golf game is really going to suck because George Grant, the first black American professor at Harvard and such a badass dentist that the president of Harvard went to Dr. George Grant for dental care, he invented the golf tee. You're not going to make par this year. It's June and it's summertime. And ranch dressing, it's got to go because a cowboy from Nebraska named Steve Henson, a black American man who was a plumbing contractor in Alaska, created ranch powder for his employees. And it was such a big hit that when he retired, he moved to California and bought a ranch named Hidden Valley Ranch. And thus began the Hidden Valley Ranch condiment. That's the #1 condiment in the world. Food's gonna suck. Now it's July and you're probably on your family vacation and under the assumption your home is safe with your home security system, right? In the 1960s, Marie von Bratten Brown invented what became the first home security system, complete with two-way communication, a video camera. She could remotely unlock and lock the front door, and she had panic buttons to the police and fire department in her apartment in New York. When we get to August, to the dog days of summer, you're going to have to pretty much give up air conditioning because the AC thermostat was invented by a man named David Crosswaite, who held 39 U.S. patents and 80 international patents related to heating, air conditioning, and HVAC. Now, September is going to be a month for you to get really skinny because you're going to have to give up sugar. In 1843, a Creole American man named Norbert Rioux developed what became the sugar evaporation process, which completely revolutionized the sugar industry, and many of his techniques are still used today. And October is going to be a really dark month for you because Lewis Latimer is the one who invented the carbon filament for the light bulb for Thomas Edison. And Lewis Latimer is so brilliant. He's also the one that drew the design on the patent for Alexander Graham Bell on the telephone. Now, I tried to be nice and hold off till November for this, but you're going to have to give up electronic consumer products because a gentleman named Otis Boykin, who attended Fisk University, created and patented this variable resistance resistor, which instead of having a consistent current through it, it now could change it up. And what this did is it revolutionized consumer electronic products in such a way, due to how it dealt with atmospheric conditions, it drove prices down drastically. And these resistors are still used in modern electronics all over the world, including the control for the pacemaker and guided missile systems. Yeah, good time to read a book. I know December should be a happy month for you with Christmas and all, but I'm going to go ahead and... because you're going to have to give up your cell phone. That's right. Your cell phone will become a paperweight because Jesse Eugene Russell, a Tennessee State University alumni, created what is the Digital Wireless Networks, which allows us to transfer data, stream video, text, and everything else we do. Without it, your cell phone's a paperweight. Black history is American history. Have a happy new year.
Having a job, that's not working hard. You're working hard for somebody else's money. You're making somebody else's company work better. When you work hard, you're working hard for yourself. If you saying you work hard and you got 2 jobs and you work 60 hours, the rest of them hours in the week need to be yours. And you need to work. That don't mean that, outside of them 60 hours, that you get to rest. You don't get to rest outside of them 60 hours. Get your motherfucking ass. When you get off, you ain't off. You didn't just get off of your second job. You just clocked into your motherfucking job. You just clocked into your company. You didn't just clock out of the second job. You just clocked into your company. Start some shit that's gonna benefit you and stop helping these motherfuckers that's already millionaires. You saying you helping 2 millionaires. You helping 2 different people that got their shit together. You got 2 jobs and you got 2 jobs helping somebody that already got their shit together. You think that's the hard work? That ain't the hard work. The hard work was getting your ass to fucking help them with no benefits. The hard work was convincing a stranger to come make my company run by itself without me doing a fucking thing. That's the hard work. Getting the motherfucking company so big that they can just get you to come in and do the work for them. That's the motherfucking hard work.
Here with Blueface. She got a recent tattoo of him on her face. Guess what started happening the next week? You see a trend of girls all over the internet getting tattoos of their man on their face. That is right there how powerful our influence is as people. Just like that, we can influence people to do extremely good or extremely bad. Overnight, depending on who posted it. If a celebrity posts picking up trash, if a celebrity posts, you know, making sure that the elders get home safe, if the celebrities, certain artists, certain influential people posted not eating at certain fast food locations and only growing your own food, do you know how quickly other people will start doing that? See, okay, here's the funny thing. They'll say, I'm not trying to brag, or I don't do it for fame when it comes to the positive. But when it comes to the negative, they're doing it all day long. Promote the positive the same way you promote the negative. Brag about that. Like, I want to hear people bragging about the positive. Do that. The Bible says, I'm paraphrasing, do not hide your light under a bushel basket, meaning stop hiding the positive works that you're doing. Brag about that, because we brag about all the negative stuff. Remember, anything that we duplicate, it will become successful. So if we continue to promote positive, well then hell, what's going to happen? Positive is going to take over, because people are going to be like, oh, that's lit. That's the trend. Okay, that's trendy. Let me jump on that. But if all we see is a negative trend, the drama trend, man, they get money for drama. They get money for causing problems. Dang, she got the bag by causing these issues. I got to do what? Cause some issues, because that's going to give me the bag. It's basic psychology.
People are protesting all over the world, and they are saying that these birds we see in our sky are not real. So I had to research and see what they was talking about. They are stating that these birds are robotic drones and that they charge up on the power line. And I'm thinking like, what? This is crazy. This would have been all over the news. Now it's thousands of people who are protesting and talking about this. It's people who put their money into this to let you guys know the truth. They would even set up billboards around the world. And there's conspiracies out there that they have released millions of drones like this out to the public. Now just look how these birds are perfectly lined up. They are so perfectly aligned and spread out from each other that it almost looks like someone is programming them. We are in the age of truth, and so much stuff is coming to the light. A lot of these conspiracies start not to sound like conspiracies anymore. A lot of us have taken advantage of this technology, and this is why darkness is coming soon, because people would misuse their power. And without this technology, the wicked ones will become powerless.
And I literally just learned this a couple years ago. But I feel like people will be, like, people can love you so much that it turns into hate. Like, and I know my chosen ones can identify with this. Like, our energy is so obsessive because it's so authentic and it's so real and it's so raw, that people will be so obsessed with being around us and in our energy, but deep down inside, they fucking despise us, because being in our energy forces them to look at themselves in the mirror and forces them to see themselves in area where they might not want to look. So it's like people will be so obsessed with you, but they hate your fucking guts at the same time. Like, they're literally in the back of their mind hoping that whatever you got going on fails. They wishing towers on you, but they're still addicted to being around your energy. It's the weirdest fucking shit. Let me know if I'm tripping.
What's going on, everybody? So here's 17 reasons why Foundation of Black Americans deserve reparations. And I ain't even put slavery up there. I'm just gonna give you these 17 reasons right here. Jim Crow, black codes, white domestic terrorism, racial massacres, racial property seizures, medical experimentations, sharecropping, convict leasing, GI Bill exclusion, New Deal exclusion, FHA mortgage exclusion, contract buying, redlining, urban renewal, racial covenants, mass incarceration, war on drugs. See, this wasn't 200 years ago. This wasn't 300 years ago. Notice I didn't even put slavery up there because y'all said, well, slavery was 300 years ago and you wasn't a slave and I wasn't a slave, man. So why should I pay you? Why should we pay you when you wasn't a slave? Well, first of all, you ain't paying nobody nothing. The government is paying. Second of all, let's skip the slavery part and let's look at these 17 reasons. So you telling me we don't deserve reparations? Is that what you telling me? This wasn't 200 years ago. This wasn't 100 years ago. This happened in present time. Present time. And all those things, that's just 17 reasons I came up with that I found. It's more. But y'all telling me that we don't deserve reparations. Y'all telling us that foundational black Americans don't deserve no type of nothing. Just get over it. You showing how racist you are. So when we bring up reparations, brothers and sisters, you ain't got to bring up slavery. Just give them this 17 reasons right here. Give them this list right here in case they want to talk crazy. But here's the icing on the cake right here, though. I got some else for you.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
Exactly.
They built land grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. They provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. They provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farm. Today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
Exactly. Fuck you talking about.
This is what we are faced with, and this is a reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Cut the check.